Peace and blessings to everybody out there. My name's Tonn, T-O-N or T-O-N-N, and my YouTube channel is Ethereal Synchronicity444 or 444, and basically I talk about astrology and synchronicity, and I want to try and get to know you, the world, people, fellow astrology lovers. And I just heard some skateboards, some Lupe Fiasco kick push maneuvers. Anyway, the area I live in, you got to respect the unexpected. This I must say. I'll show you why. Yeah, so that's what I'm working with, in case anyone wanted to know. Grateful for it, actually. Was a gift. But anyway, and I'd say it's about nine or so. Yeah, about 9 years ago. This time 9 years ago. So the nodes would have been the opposite position of where they are now. So anyway, Ethereal Synchronicity444 reporting to you, the world. Take 44, 44. Nah, play with y'all, but Mercury is retrograde, and that does cause delays and setbacks, and things happen regarding communications, technology, transport, and probably young people, siblings, things like that. Mercury went retrograde yesterday, but that's not even what I come to talk about in this video. But it's testament to why I'm probably shooting now on my phone, so you will probably see a difference in the quality that goes up. Who knows? Try and get comfortable. So anyway, what's this one about? My story. How did I get here? My journey, maybe is how I want to put this. And yeah, started, I feel like it started as and when I was, a child. Like, it basically did, because, my knowledge, just or the awareness of astrology, just as a subject, began then, way back in the 80s. So, yeah, it kind of started with knowing what signs my mum and my dad were, in all honesty, and then, or what I thought they were at the time. This is the importance of birth times, actually, because my own mum is actually somebody who's in a situation of being born on what you would call a cusp, and actually is born, according to her mother, about 10 minutes after the time that that I come to find out that the sun went into the next sign, what they call ingress. So anyway, I digress. Speaking of ingress, getting wordy with you. Ingress just means when one planet shifts into one sign from another sign. So journey started really with that. Then finding out about the Great Race with Chinese astrology. Somebody coming to primary school, I remember, like infants. So they've been between the ages of 4 and 6, and they told the story of the Great Race, and it just so happened that I was born in the year of the creature that won. So I will let you figure that out. Whiskers. So yeah, then the interest after that, right, was really superficial. Didn't really hit him back. I say superficial. For my mum, there was actually great interest, and I believe it was around the time when, oh, by the way, right, there's a light on this camera and it's shining right in my eye, so I'm not sure how it's working out, but it might be why I'm squinting, apart from the fact that my sight ain't what it used to be. So anyway, as I was saying, my mum's interest was quite strong around the time, I believe, Saturn was in Capricorn last. Yes, there you go. So that's how far back I think the interest, or the awareness I should say, stems to. at least the conscious awareness of astrology. Who knows what I was conscious of, you know, whatever your beliefs are. So my mum at that time was reading, amongst other things. I believe she was getting a subscription to, I remember, because I used to read that when she wasn't around. And yeah, it was, she got this book here, and this book is actually what I say, part of folklore, astrological folklore. Some people love it, and a lot of people started with it. Some people are not fans of it because it oversimplifies things on certain levels. But essentially, Linda Goodman, who I'm speaking about, I'm going to call her a legend for all intensive purposes. And that book, the Love Signs book, which was published in 1978, I believe, my mum was reading that heavily, and I remember like getting the gist of what the book was and then rejecting it on the basis that, and this is what I mean, this is how deep it is, at that age of about 5, I didn't like the thought that somebody had the book on me, so to speak. So I rejected the idea of it totally, and to some extent that's a little bit right, but if you look deeper below the layers of it, totally wrong. It literally answered all the questions of who and what I am and kind of why I'm doing what I do, if you know what I mean. But it was for me to go and find that out a little bit later. Although, if you were to find that out, someone like me is now here to do that for someone like you or anybody in your friends, family, children, spouses, whatever it may be, that have an interest. By all means, contact me on the details that I leave on the end screen, and probably that I'll edit into this video. So anyway, as I was saying, the interest in Linda Goodman's books go way back to like the late 80s, and then the journey, I'd say, I might as well just skip 10 years really. Leaving school, because at the end of school I had a girlfriend who had bought a present, and it was actually a pendant of her sun sign, and they're going to leave that a mystery just for fun. And yeah, point being with that is that after that, when I went to college, I got a planner, and this is where I feel like synchronicity is a big part of things. This planner had a compatibility chart in the back of it, and that compatibility chart basically showed me that the one girl that I happened to be interested in the college was a sign that was supposed to be largely compatible with my own sun sign. So I didn't know anything about this other sun sign, and that is where the journey really began, in all honesty. And through that, it's actually quite funny because me and that girl barely spoke, and for me it was relatively brave to even be in the way that I was at the time, still am in some ways I guess, to approach her and show my interest. I mean, in my opinion, she was a tall, pretty girl, and yeah, I was a not so tall gentleman, and still not really so tall gentleman. So approaching someone of a status just to see if anybody can guess a sign from that. Yeah, it didn't really work out. What did work out is that I come across this book, and I got this book from an uncle and cousin's father, and basically, yeah, that man's my uncle, because boy, he's looked after me. Yeah, this book changed the game in essence. And then I read that cover to cover, come across my mum's copy of this book again, but this isn't my mum's copy, this is my copy, which I got from the conference. Might have mentioned that. Thank you, people from the conference. And then, yeah, like I say, I read these books cover to cover, went through the libraries, what was ever was on the internet at the time. I think didn't have no internet access or internet like that way back then. And then yeah, after getting my own natal chart drawn up by an astrologer and actually having a reading, it was a strange event, to say the least. I mean, I knew there must have been something about me, just because I was kind of looking for direction at the time when I went there, which is why I went. And always looking for work and trying to earn, because I've been a grafter from, you know, yay high, as they say. She allowed me to, or give me the opportunity to promote her business, and basically by flyering. And it's actually quite funny, because it's something I've done even more recently for somebody else's business, just as, you know, a job. And yeah, it was, at the time, just for whatever reasons, I wasn't 100% sold on it at the time, totally. I mean, I was not as confident as I probably am now. And, you know, confidence is one of those things, it can come and go, I'll be honest. Or you can work for it. Some people have it more than others. And even those people may be fronting trust. But, yeah, I basically did that for a couple of times. And me being the way I am, I really, like, thought on it quite a lot. And I was, because I wanted the situation to go better than it did, in all honesty. But I thought, if she can at least, like, she was able to tell me some things that I didn't really tell her about, and she's able to ask me certain questions that kind of more than piqued my interest, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I thought, if there was something about me that was really, really bad or unsavoury, or something that, you know, I don't know, that you could see, or that would be obvious or strikingly obvious like that, she wouldn't let me, you know, promote a business, because I'm guessing her reputation rests on that, you know, livelihood, essentially. I'm still looking for that woman today, because I still just want to say thank you. If she ever sees this, I just want to thank you kindly, because although it took me quite a while to get back to the path, as you probably knew it would, here I am. Anyway, 10-year hiatus, I would say, led me to, what I say, the back end of my Saturn's return. Now, I've been aware of the term Saturn's return, and actually, once I got into astrology, knew what it meant. But I have to give props to Goldie. And you know why I got to give props to Goldie? Because, one, he's just Goldie. But two, he was big in the graph culture, graffiti. And a lot of where I've been, or this area, which is a very Aquarian area, let me get that right, or well pronounced. And yeah, there's a lot of graffiti and rebellistic type of behaviour here. Mars retrograde in Aquarius is definitely bringing some of the wood louse out the woodwork, as it would do. And then with a full moon eclipse, yeah, anyway, that's talking about transits of the time. But yeah, Goldie. And then when I come to actually listen to the music, actually, because I've listened to the music in more recent years, it was deep. I would say it's deep, and there's a track called Mother, and it's really, really deep, and it's kind of like to do with his relationship with his mum. And do you know what? Parents, relationships, family, it's really important thing, because where we come from, in some way, even if you're not even with your original family, trust me, like whoever, whatever you grew with, where you originated, that kind of thing, it does kind of show up in your chart. And although obviously you can go other places and it changes things in certain ways, which we call relocation, you know, your history, your life, it's kind of told through time, through the movement of these planets. So yeah, it's quite a poignant, is a word I want to use, poignant album for the way things have, you know, turned out in my life in this particular carnation, I want to say. So oh yeah, shout outs to Mum, thank you, that book's like amazing. And Pops, naturally, the whole family. Come on, man, you know who I am, if you don't, anyway. So I can picture my uncle cringing at family, but that's for you, Unc. Yeah, Ephemeris. could call it the Astrologer's Bible, but I've got a friend who that would make cringe. I'm just thinking about everybody now. It's the retrograde effect. Mercury's retrograde, and I guess old friends and family are going to pop up. But yeah, this book, like I say, if not the Bible, then I like to call it the Almanac. That's what I call it. It's like, I don't know, in the wrong hands, the Biff Tannins of the world, and some people know who that is, ironically. In the wrong hands, and this is why information's important to be shared correctly and wisely at the right time. And this is the reason why I don't even think I found out things until I was meant to find them out, because that's just the way it is. But yeah, in the wrong hands and misused, he's not good. But you know what? That doesn't even matter, because what's meant to happen in the universe at times, things will be reset right as they are supposed to be, one way or another. First shall come last, and the last shall come first, and the meek shall inherit the earth. So, anyway, I'm going to wrap this up because it's getting dark, it's getting late, it's getting long. Not really for me, because people who know me know I can talk quite somewhat. But I'm trying to keep everything in some kind of structured Saturnian order to help bring ascendance. Yeah, I like that for a word. I'll go out with that. Anyway, please like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Yo, just want to say thank you, peace and blessings. Oh yeah, if you want readings, hit me up on the email that I've got now. I'm going to create a new one, and I'll drop the links and the attachments in the description box for the video. I want to say thank you to everybody that's been with me so far, new subscribers and friends that have helped me to keep going, and even the tribulations, they're there making me tougher, like one way or another. That's something that Popsy would say, what don't kill you make you stronger. But boy, sometimes I think certain things will cripple you, but how are you going to work that out? But then you got guys like that Nick Wojcik guy, or I can't even say his last name properly, forgive me for the pronunciation. I like to get things like that right. I've got 9th house energy, I'm culturally aware. But yeah, that man, and the nature of the 12th house in his chart shows that sometimes you've got to give it up to what's bigger and beyond yourself. Like, what will be, but what you're also actually supposed to do and take action in also is something that, these are the quandaries and the things that are way up. You won't get it if you don't go for it. So here I am. Anyway, so yeah, like I'm saying, you want readings for yourself, children, very interested in children at this point, in the sense that it's Leo season, and I believe the way how my chart reads out, I'm supposed to help people understand their offspring and help further their lineage in the best way possible without interfering so much, but you know, without causing so much aggravation, I want to say, for the right word. Yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody wants to purposely or actively aggravate their own child, if you know what I mean. And we can do this unconsciously or unknowingly, just by trying to make them be something that they aren't. Now, that's what I'm saying. Freedom of expression is like your right to be yourself, and I think that kind of pertains to this particular signature, with the moon being where it is and the sun being where it is. So the sun is in Leo, the moon's in Aquarius, we're having a blood moon eclipse again, and we're actually right in the midst of it, if I could get that word out right. And I might as well go and kick back, find a place to pitch up. In fact, you know what am I talking about? I'm gonna go and edit this, or see what I can do with it, get it up for you. And like I say, peace and blessings to everybody. And thank you again. Yo, show some support, holler at your boy. Blessings. This one's for you, cuz. It's for you. That didn't work out. Hit your head. Wow.